never shut up. It's your boy Marcellus. Wiley, looking good, feeling good, repping it. You already know it's a hydration situation somewhere in this world. And I'm pumped for today's show. We're going to have a great one because that's what we do around here. Great things. And a great thing that is happening is you guys are signing up for the Wiley's World membership on YouTube. And I'm pumped for that. Make sure you also check this out on Brinks TV. Let's do this. All right, y'all. We start off every show with, what's up with that dude? Well, let me tell you what's up with that dude. Yesterday we had basketball practice. Really excited for this practice just because been working on a few things with the little man to make sure he knows the path ahead is going to be as smooth as you make it. That means you're going to have to practice, and practice. If you're committed to it, you're going to have to go get to it, right? So he's been practicing, and then it was like, I want to see how your personal practices translate to the team practices, which translates to the team games. You know how the process goes. So he went to practice yesterday, and for a 7-year-old, I seen laser focus. I saw intensity. I saw a dude actually trying to work on the things. Proud of my little man. But in the middle of all that, the opposing coaches from another team comes over, and they're like, yo, we out here. Y'all want to get a little run, a little scrimmage. And it's not the first time a coach has come over mid-practice and just say, hey, I want to scrimmage against you guys. And I always tell them I have a no scrimmage policy. Now, doesn't that sound like I'm grandstanding or I'm thinking I'm really Phil Jackson out there? Nah, it's just this simple. We practice one time a week for 1 hour. Do I need to rob these kids of learning just the simple fundamentals and how to turn the engine on just so they can compete against these other guys who they're going to also compete against on Saturday because it's the same damn team we play Saturday? So I'm like, one, dog, just wait till Saturday so you can see how great we are, or we'll see how great you are. But two, go over there and teach them little kids something, man, instead of just worrying about the results, just making sure that y'all good. Make sure that they're learning it the right way. Other than that, I'm in the process of hiring a new personal assistant. Yes, my sister used to be my assistant for, I don't know, 20-some years officially and 48 years unofficially. She's been running me since I was born. And she just got too busy and outgrew the position, and her husband's busy. So she's doing her own thing with their company over there. They have a trucking service. It's good business over there. That trucking service, boy, stuff got to get moved in this country, and people get paid to move it. So she's busy over there. So I got a bunch of interviews set up. That's going to be interesting. So it's going to be fun to see who's going to help your boy out, who's going to help that dude. And then finally, just building the pillars of our foundation, and excited to unveil that to the world in its fullness. We're talking about the pillars of every community are the people. We're talking about the family, the education, economic empowerment, the sports, and the experiences. I swear, that's how I got made into what I became, and all those I witnessed have borrowed from one of those pillars in greatness. So it's time to reinforce those structures. All right, now it's time to get into this show. Let's reinforce our structure by talking about topic one, which is my girl, Tara Davis-Woodhall. Y'all know who she is. Yeah, she pretty too. Hey, I don't give a damn what y'all say. I remember I was watching her run. I was like, good Lord, and doing a long jump. I said, you go ahead, girl, because I love it when you go out there and they don't do too much. Like Flojo introduced me to the game in terms of like, wow, she gonna destroy everybody and she gonna wear the part. And y'all think it's just gender-based? Nah, because Deion Sanders, remember when Deion used to lay his damn uniform down as a mannequin and then put that thing on with the wristband, everybody? You just got to look sweet when you perform at that high level. And Tara Davis-Woodhall, oh, yes, she does. But she got caught slipping. The long jumper got stripped of her recent national indoor title and hit with a 1-month suspension after testing positive for that cannabis. Yep, Yasada Carter. And she tested positive for THC, which is on the banned list. We get it. So the sample was collected during the USA Track and Field Indoor Championships in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Say no more. We know why you were smoking now. Bored as hell in New Mexico. Just puffing and dragging, looking at crack bells and, I don't know, Tex-Mex. You were just tired. And she got caught slipping on the day that she ran a 6.99 meters and won the title. Okay. Now, everybody's going to go back to Sha'Carri Richardson, right? And we're going to go back to when she had her 1 month suspension, but horrible timing right before the Olympics in Tokyo. And then they said you can still go on the relay. And the US of A said, nah, we are good. At that time, it just seemed like she was too uncoachable, if you know what I'm saying. Like Sha'Carri was on her own. She was on one. Matter of fact, she was on two. And I know that they didn't want to bring her in terms of the relay, because the relay, if you guys don't understand it, at the Olympic level, they don't practice enough. They practice it, but everyone's focused on their individual events. So it's just like, what time do we have left over a lot of times for the Americans in practicing the relay? Okay, so let's talk about this, because when Sha'Carri got busted, it was headline news. This one is getting some headlines as well. But let's just start here. The stupid tax has been paid. Now, when you get busted for steroids, performance enhancers, marijuana, they are going to alert you to the test, right? And this test was alerted because it happened on the day of your event. And everyone says, well, marijuana is not a performance enhancer. It seems like the athletes actually disagree. Why? If you know you're going to get tested when you're competing, why in the hell don't you stop early enough? Because I know you probably stopped. I hope you stopped. I hope you're not addicted, or you're just blatantly admitting that it is a performance enhancer. I know that you stopped, because my teammates used to do that. They used to stop, and then they would go through their cycling period of cleansing themselves, and then they would go out there and do it. I ain't smoke weed. Read the shirt, damn it. Hydration situation. I wasn't out there puff, giving, right? So I wasn't in that situation, but I knew a lot of guys who did. Very few of them got busted, because it's a stupid tax. Like, dog, stop now. Give your body time to recover and cleanse, and then perform. Then get back on it. Period. She couldn't do that. So it's a lot of questions that needs to be answered. If it is a performance enhancer, how is it helping them perform? I smoke weed. I know what weed effects feel like. And for me, I don't give a damn what strand it is. I don't care what amount it is. I'm not better that way. But I had teammates that were. What about a clearer mind? What about less anxiety? How that makes you more effective or more efficient, right? People keep saying, well, it doesn't help you. Well, if it takes something away, maybe it's actually helping in a different way. Addition by subtraction. Taking that anxiety away. Taking those ill thoughts away. Relaxing you. Maybe you don't even feel the lactic acid that's building up. I don't know. But too many athletes are getting busted for something so simple and something so stupid. When they tell you we're coming, you still let them get you. So you guys out there in them comments, let me see. You think that this is a performance enhancer and it should be on the ban list, or it's time to catch up to the times? It's legal in a lot of places. Come on, let those people smoke. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, okay, I'm about to win an Oscar, y'all. I'm about to act like I am not devastated that my Clippers are now out of the playoffs. Let's see if I can pull that performance off, or let's see if Will Smith gonna come out here and slap me or something. We'll see. Oh, I gotta talk about this because it hurt last night. Next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reads TV. Which his ass would come up here and slap me. He gonna feel something. Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley. Damn y'all. Damn y'all. Oh man, why is everybody my friend now when they know I'm down? Like, right? I can't go on social media. I can't leave the crib in the cyberverse without y'all just laughing with a laughing emoji at me and my Clippers. Let's talk about it. We all know Clippers bounced out of the first round of the playoffs, and it's a wrap for them. Again. Bounced again by the same Phoenix Suns that bounced us last year. All right, Let's talk about the fact that how did the Clippers get here? And I want to title it this: Injuries like ignorance is no excuse. And I was an injury-prone player, and I know that I root for an injury-prone team, but I'm going to say it again. Injuries like ignorance is no excuse. Now, I remember when they were having the groundbreaking ceremonies for the Intuit Dome, right? That's the new Clipper Stadium that's going to open up in 2024. All right, and then they went up to Steve Ballmer and addressed him and asked him a couple of questions, right? It's his arena, and we know it's going to be next level. Why? Because Steve Ballmer is building the damn thing. Who is Steve Ballmer? Forget the name. Forget the title. He is the richest owner in all of sports. Let's say that again. Because all them suckers is rich. All them suckers is wealthy. I mean generational. And then he sits at the top of the mountain of all of the owners you know, including Jerry Jones. Like Steve Ballmer's to walk up to Jerry Jones. If you don't shut up, Jerry, I'll buy your ass. Like that's how much money Steve Ballmer got and would have change. Now, that arena, that Intuit Dome is going to be next level. But even Steve Ballmer knows to fill that arena, not only with people, but energy, you need to have a viable product. And more than viable, reliable, right? And that's the problem with the Clippers. They asked him, what is his biggest disappointment so far? And he's like, oh, it's easy. People get injured. They tried to say, oh, not the fact that the Clippers haven't won a championship. And Steve Ballmer corrected him, say, fool, we would have been won a championship if we didn't get hurt. And that made me start thinking then and now, because once again, the Clippers are out in the first round when there are teams like the Lakers, cross town, same town rivals, who they've beaten 11 times in a row. So they're a better team than the Lakers, but the Lakers are going to have better fortunes and advance past this round, it looks like. So what is going on with these damn Clippers? I don't want to hear it. First thing I always hear is the same thing that makes me think all y'all from the South and your great-great-grandmama got to you too early. Y'all say that they're cursed. There's no such thing as cursed in sports. Want to know why? Because you got to take the good with the bad, no matter how long it lasts. You want to talk about curses? Okay. So there was a time growing up for me when the 49ers were insane. There was a time where the Dallas Cowboys were insane. They were going at it. They were just swapping championships. And then there was a time when the 49ers were dirt sorry. Y'all remember that? What happened to the curse? Now the 49ers are that close to winning the championship again. So don't give me curses, right? It's no such thing. What about the Dallas Cowboys? Oh, they won 3 or 4 championships. You remember that? And the Cowboys were tilting. Now they haven't won in 20 plus years. And then when they flip it, y'all gonna say, oh, the curse is lifted. No, there was no curse, fool, because they won those championships before in the 90s. So not a believer in the curse. I'm a believer in the players and great fortune. You got to have the horses, the proper coach that can make it all work. So the jockey and the horses, but then you got to have great fortune. Let's talk about how my Clippers found themselves in this deja do, same situation we did with Lob City. Because this is exactly what happened with Lob City. We had a top-heavy team with all this talent, and we were like, yo, it's going to work. Y'all remember Lob City? DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. We was like, it's going to happen. And it's crazy if you look at the parallels of how that went up and down and how this is going up and down. We got 7 guys. When they open up Intuit Dome, 7 guys who have player options or that are free agents, including Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Now, before that, we got Plumlee and we got Russell Westbrook to talk about in terms of contracts. Looked like Westbrook not only played himself into a real good deal, not a max deal, but a real good deal, maybe even with our Clippers. Like, I like how Russell Westbrook played. Obviously, he can't make every shot, but let's finish around the rim. If he makes that layup right there, it's a tie game. Who knows how it goes? But he's always going to get to his point. He's always going to get to his sweet spot, and that's the beautiful thing about his game. And it's going to lift others to play as hard. But is it time to cut bait with our stars? Like Kawhi Leonard, I was talking to somebody on the inside, right? High-level NBA guy yesterday. And they were talking about how Kawhi's MRI looked like a firing range, looked like the paper at the firing range just shattered, just the knee. As we know, he has a torn meniscus on top of the ACL injuries, on top of the wear and tear he's had over the year. So the knee is in a position where can you rely on Kawhi Leonard to be there for the stretch of games necessary, not just the postseason, but to get yourself ready for the rigors of the postseason in the regular season. Paul George hurt at the end of the season and going all the way through the playoffs. I love both guys. At the same time, if they're not reliable, if they're not available, what are they doing in terms of value to this franchise? A lot of decisions to make when you're opening up a dome, right? Man, it's crazy. Injuries every time robbing this team. And it ain't because of no curse. It's just simply because that's the way it goes for these Clippers right now. Got to get out of this era. Got to get out of this zone. Got to get out of this cloud and this haze that is raining bad all on my Clippers. So I think the thing to do is try to find you a sweet deal with Russell Westbrook. Maybe we got to go one more year of prayers for those knees and for the issues with the injuries, because you can't open up that dome without a star saying, honey, I'm home, because then it's going to be a problem. So go Clips, Clip City, Chip City 2024. I keep making it go one more year past, but damn it, this one hurts, because once again, we're losing because it hurts. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, oh my man, I saw a few of these boxers out there. Israel, I saw Garcia, I saw a few guys talking about them losing weight and how they had to make weight. Made me start thinking of some of the crazy stories I've been around and that personally I had to do to make weight, to make the scale say what you want. Let's talk about it next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reach TV. Back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley. About to talk about making weight. And right now I'm not poolside Cabo ready, but at the same time I'm not fat either. So I've been both ways, man. I've been ready with a six-pack. You know, you wake up in the morning, you're like, about to hurdle and about to go downstairs and just sit there. You know, you get that perfect angle on that sun chair, that perfect ab flex angle. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I'll take a double. Oh, thank you so much. Room 1627. Yes. P.E.D 1620. You know, you sit back. I remember one time I was in Miami, and I ain't gonna lie, I saw Reggie Bush there. And he walked by, and this is like when he was dating Kim Kardashian, I guess, because it was like really a thing. Not just Reggie Bush or NFL players, like this extra level of like fame to him. And this sucker was walking around with a six-pack, and I was like, dog, flag on the play. I thought I had something, you know, big boys six-pack look different, right, than with his. And I was like, dog, put a shirt on, man. Ain't gonna be no girls left for us. So that was a funny time. But let's talk about what Ryan Garcia and Israel said about them when they wanted to look their best or just had to make weight to perform. Check it out. Man, all right, now they went all the way there. Getting bucket naked, and then just when you were bucket naked, had to let it go. Release the hounds, right? Hilarious. I don't have those type of stories because I'm going to talk in a greater extreme than that. I'm going to take y'all inside the locker room. I'm going to take y'all inside some of the war stories that happen around making weight. Because the NFL, they don't come in looking at anybody saying you got to be a certain weight. It's only when it's problematic, right? Or it's just excessive. So if they see somebody or they're like, losing 5-10 pounds wouldn't hurt your game, all of a sudden you see a guy with a weight clause. Or if a guy's just excessively overweight, like, hey, dog, nobody should be this weight, you got the weight clause as well. Now, what does that mean? Your ass got to weigh every morning and every afternoon after practice. What does that mean? If you don't make that weight that you guys have agreed upon, then you're going to have to come earlier than everybody else and get some extra cardio. What does that mean? Oh, to help yourself out, you will go to extremes to make sure you make weight. Let's talk about it. I've seen guys have to get there early, run around for miles, big plastic bags on, obviously, then get into the sauna, get into the steam room, and then have to take these water pills. Now, I never took water pills, but I heard of them, and I don't even know what they look like. I think they were big, but some big water pills, right? And then it just all of a sudden just flushes you out. Like you just peeing and supposed to be boo-booing, and just everything gone, right? You ain't nothing but skin and bones, right? You supposedly. And then they get on the scale. And it was nothing worse when you heard that scream. Sucker did all that, and then Fat Boy Slim still too fat. He got it. Woo! Now, you got to run before practice, during practice, obviously, after practice, and still got to try and make that weight. Oh, did I forget the craziest part? They fine your ass, right? Money. Whew. They are taking your money away to incentivize you to meet that number. Okay, so here's the craziest story I ever witnessed with my own eyes. We had a teammate by the name of, you know I got to protect the guilty. This dude, woo, he got big. And there were rumors that he was north of 400 pounds. And I was like, dog, ain't no way he 400. He came in like 340, 350. I know he liked to smoke the blacks like everybody else did, and he was pounding some of that yak. But damn, 400? That you don't need to be 400 playing football. That ain't gonna work, right? All of a sudden you loses your quickness and speed. Something. It's not smart. And then he had to weigh one morning. And I remember walking by, and I was like, let me see how much you weigh. And it was weird because it was kind of protected because, one, you're finding someone if they're over the weight. And two, you don't want to just be out in the dude. Let him do his own stuff if he wants the world to know, right? So, all right. But one time walking by, and Big was on the scale, and it said, I am not lying, y'all, 419 pounds. I was like, you going broke, bro. You ain't gonna never make weight. What the hell is your number you supposed to make? And I think it was like 370, something like that. God dang. Woo! Yeah, you fast forward, I had to play against him. He switched teams the next year. He goes to the other team, and literally in the heat, we're about to go at it, he passed out, literally. And I knew why he passed out, why everybody else was kind of, I was like, he on them water pills and that stuff again to try and lose his weight, even though he lost a lot of weight. Maybe he went too far. Here's my personal story with it growing up. Because growing up, playing Pop Warner, at 8 years old, we had weight limits. And I think our first one was like 85 pounds. And I was 87. Now, if you don't want to get under 85, move up. Be with the older kids. Now, when you're young, when you're 8, playing with a 10-year-old, oh, that's like playing with a grown man. He a whole different animal. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to play with the 10-year-olds. I'm going to stay down here at 8. Mama and daddy and coach was like, all right, you got to lose 2 pounds. You know what that meant for an 8-year-old? Let me tell you what I did. I put on the hefty bags, was running around the neighborhood, running before practice, young NFL style, right? Then, not only did I do that, but I also had to do, I can't even say it, an enema. Every night before the game. Y'all know what an enema is? Yeah, if you don't, Google it and then don't look at the picture. Yeah, I had to get the tube. Yes, in the hot water. Oh, and I had to have broiled fish. Broiled bottom of the oven fish with no skin and a salad every day until I made weight. That's why I hate fish right now. 8 years old, that's what I had to do to lose 2 damn pounds, and I did it. But hey, coach said it was worth it. I would score 5 touchdowns every game. He said, give him that boy some more broiled fish. Hey, shoot, that stuff is working. Coming up next on Never Shut Up, oh, it's time to get into the full episode. It's the night before the draft. So I'm going to take you through the journey, the road to the draft, what that experience looks like for all these prospects, what it looked like for me. That's next on Never Shut Up on Brinks TV and Reese TV. Welcome back to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus, Wiley, real and raw, full episode time. Oh, let's get into this story. This is about my story. This is about all those prospect stories. Yes, we are on the eve of the NFL draft, so let's talk about it. Oh, all these youngsters out there trying to make their dreams a reality. And that journey isn't as well documented as it should be. Yes, we have 24/7 coverage of sports, and yes, they are doing a better job than ever, because y'all remember like earlier days of the draft where literally there was no ceremony. It was just a bunch of people in a smoke-filled room, looked like they all were on like Barney Miller or something, like some show, and they just picked up the phone. Yeah, I want them, a lineman, and they just hang up the phone, smoking drags. That was the draft back then. Kudos to the NFL for making it a spectacle now, making it a scene, making it a ceremony. But to get to that point, oh, there's a grind. And there are a lot of checkpoints that you gotta go through, right? So I love that, because one of the Wileyisms is everybody wants to go to the parade, but nobody wants to build the floats. Let's talk about how you gotta build the float when you gotta get drafted. Okay, for me, it started with the Regional Scout Day. So Regional Scout Day is you're at your facilities, you're at your campus, and then some guy's gonna come through with the whistle and the pen and the collared shirt, and it's gonna say some kind of like company or entity, right? It's gonna say something like NESCOR or something. You're like, what's NESCOR? Oh, it's the National Association of Regional Scouts of Americas looking for prospects to go to the NFL. You're all right. And all he's doing is getting your measurables, basically. He wants to know height, weight, speed, etc. The simple stuff. And he'll take anybody on the team that really has pro potential. So coach on your squad is going to line up the guys who have pro potential. And I remember that day because I needed a new pair of shoes. Why? One, for my mental effect. I was like, I don't want to run for the scouts in some old pair of shoes. And then two, for the fact that I was like, woo, I need those grippers, right? I really didn't need a new pair of shoes, but it was just upstairs, so I had to get them. And got those new pair of shoes and ran for the scouts. Now, at this time, I think I was like 245, 250 pounds. And I don't know the time. That was interesting. They didn't tell me my time, but he did tell me you did very well. Now, remember, I had just converted from running back to becoming a defensive end. So I kept my running back speed, which wasn't blazing for a running back, but that is really good speed blazing for a defensive end, correct? So I ran well. And I didn't think anything of it. We have a summer off, go back home, come back for training camp, and before our first regular season game against Harvard, we have a scrimmage against Dartmouth. If you guys been watching the whole show, you know I don't like scrimmages as a coach or a player, but for this, we had the scrimmage. And I went against a first-round prospect by the name of Brian Larson, who went to Dartmouth, and I did well against him. Fast forward, after the game, a scout taps me on the shoulder. First time I ever saw a scout from an actual team. Had his little polo on with the Arizona Cardinals logo there. I was like, wow, that's a scout for real, the Cardinals logo. And his name was Bird. I was like, damn, you really all in, brother. you changed your name to just be the scout. And he was like, yes, Marcellus, I liked what I saw today. And I have a big mouth. I'm going to tell everyone. And from that moment on, I would go to practice and literally see famous faces from the NFL there, right? You named the coach, he was there, right? And it was just crazy to see all of these top level coaches. Now, part of it was I was balling, but part of it was also I was in New York City, and I was like, damn, they just coming through and checking your boy out. You fast forward to the end of that season, I had some great games in there, obviously, to get noticed, but they're still measuring me with a grain of salt because of my level of competition. All right, so then I'm like, season's over, what's going to happen? Started the season, I was an undrafted prospect, which is good. That means you're on the radar. You ain't going to get drafted. You're not even Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, but damn it, they are looking at you somehow, some way. And then by the end of the season, they said I was like a fifth rounder or so. So, hey, My name was up there in the list. I'm going to get drafted, supposedly. From there, I'm like, what's going to happen? Am I going to get invited to the combine? Well, first, I got invited to the East-West Shrine All-Star game, where I went out there, and now, Columbia, oh, your teammates, oh, your competition ain't Harvard, it ain't Yale, it ain't Princeton. It's Notre Dame, right there. Florida State, yeah, all of them. Miami, all of them right there. So went out there, had a great week of practice, balled out in the game, but I messed one of these fingers up. Ah, yes, this finger. Dislocated this finger 16 plays in, but that actually did me good. You know why? Because I already had a sack. I already sacked Jake Plummer in 16 plays, and they were just projected. Oh, if he would have played the whole game, good Lord, he would have had 3-4 sacks. He was killing it. Maybe, maybe not. So from there, did get the invitation to the NFL Combine. Amazing. You go out there to the NFL Combine. It's just like you guys see it. They do a good job of showing you the Combine. What they don't show you is the camaraderie, how cool it is to hang with the other guys. What they don't show you is the anxiety of how much you're putting pressure on yourself to just go out there and compete in these drills. And it's not football, it's slices of football, but it's not the whole loaf of football. Some guys are just ballers. Like, they don't want to do all the little T-cone drills. They don't want to vertical jump. They don't want to do a broad jump. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to hit somebody. They just want to run with the rock. They just want to ball. And they light up and activate. So some of those guys, it's interesting to watch them when they don't measure well in the test, but you know damn well that dude's a baller. So you go through all of that, and then you assess. Did I kill it? Did I do good? Did I do great? Whatever it is, now you have your pro day. And most of the times, you're going to do better at your pro day because you're more comfortable in that environment, and you just already did a lap of high intensity at the combine of the same drills. A lot of times people don't make mention of that. They just say, oh, you're back in your own comfort zone and back at your own home facilities, you're good. Well, that's a lot of it, but also you just did all this at the highest level with all the eyeballs on you for all the marbles. Here you go again. Just doesn't feel as pressure filled. So now you're in a situation where you kill your pro day. And did I eat my pro day up? I improved my bench press from 28 to 35 from the combine there. Why? Tense, nervous. I mean, and nervous is weird because you could say, I'm good, I feel fine. But ain't no way I go from 28 to 35 without steroids or marijuana. You hear me over there, girl. Point being, I improved it. Vertical jump went up from 35 to 39 and a half. 40 went from 4.8 to 4.61. Everything improved at the pro day. And then the conversation started to happen. I wasn't a fifth rounder anymore, y'all. Wasn't a fourth rounder. Wasn't a third rounder. Wasn't a second rounder. They start talking about your boy in the first round. High first round. As high as number 15. And then there's a moment of truth. There is a day, the actual draft day. And for that draft day, and for me to tell you those stories, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow because tomorrow is actually draft day. I just wanted to take you on the road to the draft as I did. Full of fun, full of anxiety, full of pressure, but full of excitement for your dreams to become a reality. Tomorrow, I'll tell you how it was on draft day, my draft day party, and how your world immediately changes, especially those around you, as soon as you hear your name called. All right, y'all know how we finish every show. We finish with a Wileyism. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. You ain't lying. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. You know what made me think of Jamie Foxx right now. And Jamie Foxx doesn't strike anybody as someone who takes it too seriously, right? I know Jamie Foxx, good dude, good dude. Like, love to live, though. I've been knowing that dude for like 30-something years. Boy, talking about living life to the fullest, Jamie Foxx. But Jamie Foxx got money. He has fame. Jamie Foxx might be the most talented human being ever to live. Like, the dude can sing, he's funny, he can act. Like, his levels in the columns that he actually possesses in talent, I think second to none, right? But all of a sudden, medical condition. All of a sudden, Jamie Foxx finally wakes up. You hear all the news of his health right now, and it's crazy, right? Like all that stuff. Because I know there's a person out there that's like, oh my God, it would be great to be so-and-so. But then you got to think, so-and-so has all these amazing things and still have their own set of problems, right? So when you're going through your situation, you're going through your problems, whatever it is, this too shall pass. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Enjoy these moments. Even enjoy the struggle. Enjoy the pain. Enjoy the lessons that you're supposed to learn from going through that adversity. All right, y'all? So don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. What? Oh, man, you guys continue to sign up for Wiley's World membership on YouTube. Continue to log in to Brinks TV and continue to support your boy with the merch. Foundation gonna hit them in the head. Oh, I'm about to challenge all these people out here to help others. We have made it. Now we got to show others how to make it. That's the goal. See you tomorrow on Never Shut Up. Peace.